Sound speeds.
Rolling.
What I hope to see come from this project is an awareness of what was, back in 1986, at the time of its discovery, a global event.
When I first heard about it, it was the Jesus boat, and I think, as most people, I was a little surprised by the Jesus boat, and you wonder, is this directly connected to Jesus, or what is this all about? And so that's what intrigued me, I think, the most, is exploring these mysteries and going back 2,000 years to find out what life was like on the Sea of Galilee at that time and how this boat sank.
All right, 4 Apple, take 3, sound speed.
4A, take 3. Rolling. 5, action.
I became involved in the Jesus Boat project through the courtesy of Jay Sekulow, a good friend, who, on behalf of the Israeli Ministry of Tourism, was asking Jay to find a suitable marketing expert who would be able to help them establish the Jesus Boat and build it as a brand, bring it to America and the world as a real touch point of inspiration. And I surrounded myself and the project with experts who are very, very top of class when it comes to being able to present something effectively and compellingly. Chip Lusko, his son Daniel, director, as producer-director team, they did a terrific job. As the marketing guy, kind of behind the scenes, I've been really amazed at the level of cooperation, the level of expertise on the one hand, and professionalism, real camaraderie amongst all who were participating. The most amazing characters through the casting efforts of those involved. It found just amazingly authentic looking 2,000-year-old guys.
And we went through a rigorous casting process, and we came across these 4 guys who I finally believed were the men who owned that boat, who were in that boat. And we had a costume designer, Ray, who went and tailored original costumes, weathered and beat them. I wanted these fishermen to believe that they had been struggling to so desperately make their first catch, put something in these actors' minds that separated it from other reenactments that I've seen before. A sense of desperation, a sense of loss, and a sense of hope, a sense of desire that I saw in their eyes that day.
It was quite a process to see. I remember it was a very, very hot evening. We were all down by the low tide on the Sea of Galilee on the shore, just in front of Kibbutz Ginosar and the Yigal Allon Museum. And Daniel was holding court as director. We had helicopters. This fabulous Jesus Boat replica had been built. We created lightning. Rain occurred on a very clear night. And I remember Daniel really cracking the whip and extracting perfection out of everyone involved, and he got it.
Jackson, take 1, sound speed.
we really needed to care about this boat as much as we care about Israel, and as much suffering as the people of Israel have gone through. We needed to care about this boat. It turns up on the shores 2,000 years later when these fishermen find it. There's a treasure, and there's a release that you feel, just like when the founding of modern Israel occurs.
When I discovered what the real mystery and in my opinion, miracle behind the saving, the discovery and the rescue and the saving of the Jesus boat, I saw it as a really powerful and unique opportunity to bring this uplift and inspiration to Christians around the world.
When I was brought this story, I was just simply overwhelmed by how much of a task we had in hand. But when you're working with such gifted artists as we had in this team, as a cinematographer as gifted as Tanner Wolfe, who paints with light, and a composer as Chris Ridenhour, who tells the story with music that reaches your unconscious, I think it has made my job as a director much, much easier.
In lining up some of the interviews that we see in the movie, I called upon friends and clients and those that I work with in the faith world, in the media part of that, and I had the honor of sitting across from Dr. Robertson, who's quite an expert on things Israeli and quite a huge friend over many decades of Israel. And so Pat was filled with ideas and facts and figures, and I think really enjoyed the interview.
It's amazing to tell that story. It's a privilege to be able to talk about a nation that has lost its homeland for 2,000 years. It was destroyed 2,000 years ago, and it's resurrected. No other nation in the world has regained its homeland after more than a couple of hundred years. And this nation has regained its homeland. It is just a small piece of land, and a boat is essentially a remnant of this nation that has re-emerged after 2,000 years. And I hope I've done it in a way that people can appreciate it, people of all backgrounds and all faiths can appreciate it as a true story. And I hope we've done it honestly, and I hope you can enjoy the film.